Chaim, ich will was eine interessante Sache. Wir do a private house in Lakewood, a beautiful shiny house. But the schönste Sache, was ich nur gerade von dem Haus ist, zu sehen, was a beautiful shiny private mikvah do installed in sein Haus, in sein Basement. Und someone do Shloimy Davidson, fin Tri-State Mikvas. Maintain the mikvah beautiful. Und es kann ein bisschen reden. Der Neueste, was ich glaube, als kmat jede Besmeidrisch pluckt sich. Wieso maintained a mikvah to look gorgeous, clean, shine, schmeckerig, Shloimy? So ich habe geguckt, was Shloimy war, ist eine von deiner latest jobs, was getan letztens. First of all, ich gekickt den private mikvah in a basement, in a shiny house in Lakewood, was das handliche. Du hast mit sich aus. Okay, das ist schon ein Bonus. Das ist a Schwitz, trickende Schwitz. Jetzt können wir umstellen, du hast die Coals, macht die Hits. Du hast die Wasser, der Plunger, was heißt die Sachen. Und kijk zu den Mikvas da angelegt, shine, kijk zu den Tiles, the design. Du hast a private shower with a speaker system. So Shloimy, I know that you take care of this mikvah and a lot of other mikvahs, commercial mikvahs. First of all, tell us about a bisschen wo die ist. Ich weiß, people are very happy with you side private mikvahs, side commercial mikvahs mit Butem Dushim. That you keep the water clean and es schmeckt frisch. How do you do that?
So let's start with over here. We're in this private mikvah over here. It's a beautiful mikvah. It's maintained. People think that a private mikvah is as I push it getting to maintain. It's very, very complicated. A lot more complicated than people think it is.
I think it's like a pool. Like a pool needs maintenance, to be clean, and a mikvah davon.
So it's very similar, but there's many factors that change that. Number one, it's a smaller body of water, kept at hotter temperatures, and it's to keep the walls clean. It's a tile on vinyl. It doesn't get the lines that it usually gets. If you look around by public, the big commercial mikvahs, you see it much more, that brown line. By private mikvahs, it happens just as much. To keep that, it's not so simple. We clean the walls every week. We make sure the floor is vacuumed. The chemicals are maintained, balanced perfectly.
Shloimy, let me ask you a question. I see this mikvah. Ich kann mich ein bisschen over. Ich habe Sachpools gesehen. Hat schwarze. I think this is not a chlorine. This is a saltwater system.
So this system over here, let me show you. It's a salt system. This happens to be the filter itself.
I the pool salt, crystal pool salt.
Crystal salt. So this system happens to be very nice. It's very neat. Most of the pipes are hidden. Even the salt system, which is all the way on bottom over there, hidden, that produces the chlorine for the mikvah. The system nicely mounted on the wall here, which is very, very practical and convenient for a private mikvah to have a salt system. It doesn't have a smell.
But why do I see commercial don't have a salt system? They have like more chlorine.
So the reason why we don't really recommend it so much in commercial, it's much harder to maintain. It's harder to bring up the levels properly. For the big mikvahs, we try pushing for them to use an automatic chemical feeder, which just came back in stock now. They were out of stock for a while, which it comes in with three little tubes. One tube tests the water 24 hours a day. One tube puts in the chlorine. When it feels it's starting to get imbalanced, it puts it in, which helps very, very much for the smell in mikvahs. When you walk into a mikvah, a lot of times you have even though mikvahs that are perfectly clean, it's a shmek. It's from something called a chemical imbalance, and this balances the water very, very well. And we come in once a week to make sure your walls are cleaned. If the floor needs a vacuuming, the feeder is working properly, refill it, the filter needs to be cleaned, all the side little things that get overseen to help the mikvah be perfect at all times.
What's the difference with maintenance? I know ich muss twice a month mikvah wie ich gehe. Sag mal, it's, es gibt das sag mal, wie mit Teufel, mit nichts zu sagen, der filter did nicht the job is after that. Do you do that also, like maintenance on the filter? Was ist the filter zerbrochen? Darf zurückkommen hier nachher?
So, like you say, it's always bad, it's very hard, but Baruch Hashem, today's days, we have solutions to everything. There's something called, it's known as the Israeli filters, but there's many brands.
Yeah, there's five filters in the bar, so that's five pipes.
It sits in the corner of the bar nicely.
You do that as well?
I put those in as well. Those filter 24 hours a day, so you don't have the problem of no filtration when people are using the mikveh. And of course, on those we do the maintenance also that's needed for the mikvah, cleaning the walls, the vacuuming. Those filters also need maintenance. The impellers need to be cleaned, motors need to be changed, the filters need to be cleaned. We maintain those too.
Gewaltig. Shloimy jetzt, bevor wir endlich ziehen, so hast du gewusst, du hast ein heimischer Mann, was sei cleaning, maintenance, fixing, there's any issues. Do you do this only over here in Lakewood, or do you do this all over? I know it's Tri-State Mikva, so I guess you do this all over Muncie, Monroe, Brooklyn.
Yes, I travel out of Lakewood. We travel to Borough Park, Muncie, Monroe, Williamsburg.
Wie man darf
Wie man darf noch.
Wie jeden drehen sich in der Tri-State.
That's it. Wie man darf a clean mikvah, bin ich dort.
Gewaltig. Shloimy, what's our phone number?
So for talk and text, the phone number is 845-706-2903.
Gewaltig. Shloimy, shkoich. And ich hoffe, es wird zu lehren sein. I'm sure there's a need for this. So we will find a mikvus. We can't say, you know, can I get a mikvah with after sein. And it should be much leer.
Oh mein Schkoich.